Hello everyone, and today I'll be reading Scaramouche Listener by me. And if you happen to finish this and like it and want a part 2, comment down below and I'll try to make it. So let's get into it. You still remember the 3rd of December. You were wearing a sweater, feeling warm and comfortable. As he wrapped his arms around you, you could feel his breath on your neck as he whispered, "It looks better on you than it did me." You knew he had no idea how much you liked him. You could only watch as his eyes lit up every time Lumine was around, like a moth to flame. She was a sight for sore eyes, brighter than a blue sky, and he knew you couldn't compare to her. You were just a shadow in the background, watching him from afar. And one day, as he walked through the city with Scaramouche, he spotted Lumine from a distance. Scaramouche seemed to freeze as he watched her walk by, his eyes glued to her every move. "What a sight she is," he murmured, almost breathless. You felt a pang in your chest as you realized that he was mesmerized by her while you were dying inside. You knew you weren't even half as pretty as she was, and you only wished you could be more like her. "Why would you ever love me?" you thought as you looked at him. "I'm not even as half as pretty as her." Scaramouche turned to you, looking at you softly. "Come on, Lion. Let's go. The shop's about to close." And as the days went by, you watched Scaramouche and Lemine grow closer. You saw him give her his sweater, and even though you knew it was just polyester, it was enough to make you feel like you were second best. You wished you were Lemine, so you could be the one who looked at you with such adoration. But you knew you could never be her, and that hurt you more than anything. One day as you were walking through the park, with Scaramouche by your side, you saw Lemine and him walking towards you. They were holding hands, and you felt your heart shatter into a million pieces. Scaramouche wrapped his arm around Lemine's shoulder, and you felt a coldness creep in. You knew you could never hate her. She was such an angel, but at the same time, you couldn't help but wish you were dead, so you could have Scaramouche all to yourself. You looked at him, and for a moment, you thought he was looking at you, but then Lumine laughed, and he turned to her, his eyes filled with adoration. And as Lumine left to get something, Scaramouche looked back at you. "I think I love her, Lion." Scaramouche watched as your expression slowly changed from confusion to disappointment. The pain in your eyes was visible, and you felt a pang of guilt in his chest. "I'm sorry," he said softly. "I didn't mean to hurt you, but I had to tell you the truth." You shook your head, tears streaming down your face. "No, you didn't have to. You could have kept it to yourself." "I know," he admitted, "and I'm sorry. But I couldn't keep lying to you, Ion. I had to tell you how I feel." "Well, now you have," he said bitterly, "and I wish you hadn't." His heart sank as he watched you turn away and walk. He knew he had hurt you deeply, but he didn't know how to make it right. He wanted to chase after you, to tell you he was sorry, and that he still valued your friendship. But he knew it wouldn't make a difference. Days turned into weeks, and Scaramouche couldn't shake the guilt that he felt her break in your heart. He tried to reach out to you several times, but you never answered his calls or messages. It seemed like you had cut him out of your life completely. It wasn't until he saw you again by chance that you realized how much he missed you. You were sitting alone at a coffee shop, lost in thought. and Scaramouche's heart leapt at the sight of you, and he found himself approaching you without even thinking. Hey, he said softly, taking a seat across from you. It's been a while. You looked up at him, surprise and anger flashing across your face. What do you want? I wanted to talk, Scaramouche said, his voice gentle. I miss you. You scoffed, looking away. You miss me? After what you did? I know I hurt you, he said, his eyes pleading. And I'm sorry, but I miss our friendship. I miss you. You were silent for a long time, and Scaramouche feared that you wouldn't forgive him. But then you looked back at him, your eyes softer. And I miss you too. You admitted. But it's not that simple. You hurt me, Scaramouche. You hurt me a lot. I know, Scaramouche said, his voice barely above a whisper. And I don't expect you to forgive me. But I hope you can find it in yourself, in your heart, to give me another chance. He sighed, running a hand through your hair. I don't know, Scaramouche. It's not easy to forgive someone who broke your heart. I understand that, he said. But please, just think about it. I'll do whatever it takes to make things right. He didn't respond, and Scaramouche took it as a sign that he should leave. But as he stood up, he spoke. Wait, he said, your voice soft. Maybe we can talk more. Maybe we can work something out. He felt a glimmer of hope in his heart, and he sat back down. He knew it wouldn't be easy to regain your trust, but he was willing to try. And as you talked, Scaramouche realized that he had been so foolish to let this young Sir Lumian ruin his friendship with you. He had been so caught up in his own emotions that he had forgotten how much you meant to him. He didn't have to always make it about her when he was with you, considering how much it hurts you. I'm sorry, he said again, looking into your eyes. I'm sorry for everything I did to hurt you. And I promise I won't let anything come between us again. You studied him for a moment, before nodding slowly. Okay, Scaramouche, he said. You can try. And he felt a wave of relief wash over him. He knew that it would take time and effort to rebuild your friendship, but he was willing to do whatever it took. You were worth it to him. And as he parted ways, and Scaramouche walked away from the coffee shop, he smiled to himself, feeling a sense of hope for the future. He knew that things wouldn't be easy, but he was ready to face whatever came his way, as long as you were there beside him.